Everybody, welcome back to the show. So I wanted to make this point. I don't want to talk about this for a while since Resident Evil 9 was announced. The fact that people think that Leon, just because he's a little bit older, he's going to be killed off for some nonsense. Which honestly made me laugh a little bit. I'm like, first off, I don't believe that Capcom would be that stupid. No, like Naughty Dog. When uh, when Naughty Dog killed off, what's his name, Joel, they pretty much destroyed the Last of Us franchise along with it, because then say what you will about the game, I think for that particular franchise, I think the TV show did it worse than the game. It's a terrible way to take out the character either way, but I still don't like the way they handled it in the show. But for Leon, I just the way that crowd roared at the Game Awards when he showed up in that trailer for Resident Evil 9, two things became clear to me. Leon is the face of this franchise, and two, they got plans for this character beyond 9. That's what I took away from. Like, they wouldn't bring him back just to get rid of him. And that's a terrible business move. That's just the only way to alienate your fan base, like Naughty Dog. Now, no one said Last of Us has to be about Melly in particular, but just to tie it back into the game overall. But when they killed him off, they basically destroyed any potential stories because it was just train wreck. But I want to give an example of another character here. That also returned in a popular franchise. If anyone's heard of Watch Dogs Legions, the hacker slash Punisher type character slash drama type character called Aiden Pierce. Came back in Legion for a pretty cool story. For the events of the main story of Legion. He's clearly older. You never guess what happened. He wasn't killed off. They brought Aiden back, they brought Wrench back. Survived the prequel story. Like, I don't know why they would kill him off in the prequel story, but wasn't replaced by his younger nephew. Wasn't replaced by some random girl with no life experience, like Ray in Disney Wars. But he wasn't killed off, and he still plays him in the main story. Like, Aiden should have been the main character from the beginning anyway. He's in the original game. I think he's mentioned in the second one. His Legion is technically Watch Dogs 3, but they shot themselves in the foot when they didn't include Aiden Pierce in the latest entry of the Watch Dogs. So my point is, Aiden Pierce is older, Leon is a little bit older in Resident Evil 9. Doesn't mean he's going to be killed off. That would be the stupidest thing you could possibly do. Business-wise, and you just alienate your fan base at the same time. I've heard so many different perspectives on this. Like, oh, Aiden's infected or Leon's infected. I'm like, so everyone gets infected in Resident Evil. It's kind of part of the thing. It's nothing to get like worked out about, you know. Got infected in Resident Evil 4 and found a cure. Go figure. I mean, if anything, I'm predicting that if he does get in trouble, someone will show up to help him. Probably Ada Wong. Maybe it'll be Joe. I doubt it, but it'll be cool to see Joe Valentine again. I kind of like that these characters actually age in this series. They're just, because in most games, most characters, they don't really grow. They don't age. They just stay exactly the same. So I like seeing that like progress. Okay, so he was in his 20s in Resident Evil 2, his 30s, mid 20s by 4, I guess. It's been Resident Evil 6. I don't even know. I'm not going to try to do the math right now. He's in like what, late 40s now? Ain't going nowhere. The concept of Leon being killed off some ridiculous blaze of glory just makes me laugh. I've seen so many comments about it too. Leon's face seeing a chainsaw was like, I'm too old for this shit. Grace with hide and fear, Leon rip and tear. Huh. Got a Doom Slayer. Love how Grace's section of the trailer somber and slow for the horror aspect. But once Leon shows up, you get the rock theme going. Yeah, shit's about to get effed up. Exactly. My little boy Leon's the goat, still roundhouse kicking in his 50s. There he is. My Leon's here for a reason. Even no way they're killing him off. I think they got plans for Leon beyond Resident Evil 9. It might not be a main character role. It might just be mentorship or something. But if he is infected, he's searching for a way to be cured. Like, this is usually the main storyline for Resident Evil. So I don't buy into any of that. Leon's gonna be killed off. Type of crap. I'm like, no, he's not going anywhere. If anything, he'll retire. Maybe he'll retire at the end of this one. But I don't see Capcom being that stupid to get rid of their clear treasure character. So moving on to the second half of this, we got some casting announcements for the Tomb Raider show. Says Tomb Raider cast officially announced. Jason Isaacs, Sigourney Weaver, a shocker, and more aboard video game adaptation. The full cast of Amazon MGM Studios Tomb Raider TV series has been revealed. And some heavy hitters will join Sophie Turner, including Sigourney Weaver. Nobody's in now. Amazon MGM cast was upcoming Tomb Raider TV series, which will be led by Game of Thrones alum Sophie Turner as Lara Croft. Yeah, it's terrible casting. Just want to get that out of the way. Terrible casting. Alien star Sigourney Weaver is now confirmed to appear alongside Jason Isaacs in Harry Potter, Malfoy's old man. Celia Emery, Bill Patterson, and more. We'll see. Says the cast list right here. Martin Bob, Simple as Zip, Lara Croft's long-standing tech support friend. Jason Isaacs is Atlas, Maury Lara's uncle. All right. Bill Patterson is Winston, long-standing Croft family butler. Jack Bannon is Jerry, Lara's personal pilot. Okay. Snack collector. John Heffernan is David, an exhausted government official who finds himself tangled up in Lara's unusual world. Celia Emery is Francine, the head of advancement at the British Museum. Okay. Patterson Joseph is Thomas Warner, a senior government official brought in to clean up an almighty mess. Sasha Luce is Sasha, fierce, deeply competitive new adversary of Lars. Juliet Butama is Georgia, a devoted Bible books curator at the British Museum, belongs in a museum. Sigourney Weaver is Evelyn Wallace, a mysterious high-flying woman who is keen to exploit Lara's talents. Of course, she's a villain. What else would she be? August Wittgenstein is Lucas, an illegal raider who shares history with Lara in more ways than one. All right. So this kind of makes me a little happy. I'm not seeing any casting for that annoying guy, Jonah Roth, or any of those annoying characters from the games, from the new games. So that's a step in the right direction, I suppose. Tomb Raider boasts a plethora of iconic characters. I am thrilled to have been able to bring some personal and fan favorites to the screen while also introducing a few new rascals of our own into the mix. But this cast is beyond my wildest dreams. Turner had been a longtime fan of Tomb Raider and the character of Lara. He always felt for me very emboldened in the middle. Oh, see, that's the wrong approach right there. This male-dominated world thing, that sounds like very modern, something the feminists would say or something like that. Like Lara Croft is just a cool character all the way around. Had nothing to do with men or anything. Because both genders adore the character. Has nothing to do with any of this. So look at this stone-faced. Oh man, she's a terrible actress. Game of Thrones, she barely showed any emotion. She has like the same look in every freaking episode. So there's no premiere date. It's expected to be in production this month for the 2027 release, apparently. No comments because no one cares, apparently. Details: Tomb Raider star Sophie Turner details her preparation for the upcoming Prime TV show series. Hopefully, that includes some acting lessons. Boy. I had a little bit of hope when I thought this was canceled. I was kind of hoping it would be because they can, hoping they can at least cast someone that can actually act. Because this chick cannot act. She was horribly miscast as Jean Grey and what can I call it? The Fox X-Men films. Terrible. She was freaking stone faced in Game of Thrones. And Lara Croft is one of those characters that's very energetic, I guess you could say. Energetic. Um, she's very feminine, also a freaking badass. Something that you're really not going to find too much of these days in society or just in general. It's like femininity is becoming a lost art, and Turner just doesn't know how to, as an actor, doesn't know how to show more range in her skills. This is why she's absolutely the wrong casting choice for this character. Not just like of all the actors, you could have gotten what's the chick's name from Captain America? She's voicing a character on the animated series. Haley something. She's actually British. I don't know if Sophie's British, but she's just a terrible actress in my opinion. Just she's absolutely the wrong choice for this character. So as soon as she was cast in this role, I assumed they were going to do the whiny younger Laura Croft from those prequel games, I guess you can call them, like the Survivor trilogy, or whatever you want to call it. I assume they're going to adapt that because that Lara Croft is kind of whiny. Everything the character is supposed to be. It was clearly a retread. It was clearly a reimagining of the character, which never needed to happen in the first place. But that was my assumption when this was announced. Just look up. So there's 2 new Lara Croft games coming out. They're back. This was shown. I think this was shown in the Game Awards. Yeah, unless they're gonna be doing this in the live action show, I'm not interested. I don't know if Turner can really pull that off. It'll be awesome to see if she actually is able to embody this Lara Croft. But I'm guessing it's gonna be based on the last trilogy. Because I think the mistake the last trilogy made was it was just too focused on, oh, my dad did this and now he's gone, and I'm only doing this because of my dad and blah blah blah. Now, Lara Croft, one, she's rich. Two, she does it for fun. She's like, I always said like a female Indiana Jones, but she's definitely inspired by Indiana Jones, as Nathan Drake years later. Yeah, Lara Croft was before Nathan Drake, people. Just want to point that out. Like, oh, well, Lara Croft is copying Nathan Drake. No, Lara Croft was first. But if they're going to do something like this, yeah, I'm down. If it's going to be like that last trilogy, yeah, good luck. So I don't remember the T Rex in any of the old ones. I know there was one with the T Rex they had to run from. The fact they're bringing that back is just, can't wait for that. Like the main thing that was missing in the last trilogy, dual pistols, sunglasses, the braid, shorts, tank top. They replaced all of that with the bow and all those other random weapons. She had one pistol on her hip. For some reason, just couldn't give her two. Roth had two in one of the Survivor games or whatever they're called. Should have just given her his pistol after it passed. That would have been the time to do it. And they could have had her dual pistols in Rise and Shadow. But at least they're doing it here. It's like a breath of fresh air. Finally, gonna get to hopefully get to see Lara Croft we deserve to see. It's like we want to talk about video game adaptations that are the best. Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider is still the best video game adaptation. As corny as it was, still the best. If I can go back in time to that timeline, I would have her make like 10 Tomb Raider movies in that particular era. Because she was born for that role. And somehow I don't see Sophie Turner living up to that in any way, really. So this one's coming out next year, I think. I think Legacy or Fate of Atlantis, Legacy Atlantis, whatever it's called, is it's probably end of this year, I imagine. So that's exciting. I'm excited. I'm waiting. So yeah, moral of the story of this episode: Leon Kennedy is not getting killed off. If he does, I'll be shocked. And Sophie Turner is miscast as Lara Croft. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But in the meantime, I'm grateful that we're getting these new games.